Hey, welcome to Unscripted Real Estate. This is Craig Lurch, eXp Realty Luxury Sports Entertainment. We help every level of buyers, from first-time home buyers to investors to trade up. Specialty, we're really good in helping you get your home sold and helping you find that needle in the haystack. And of course, our luxury market that we have. Also, all investments. We've done shopping centers. We've got some ground out there. So, hey, if you need any help, reach out to me, 267-214-7728. Yes, I did finally throw a commercial out there because I normally don't. I do sell real estate all day long. This is our podcast. This is our radio show, Unscripted Real Estate. You can follow us out on Instagram and also under Craig Lurch, Selling 215. Well, guess what? So the topic today is still waiting to move? Why? Well, I'm going to tell you that it's not really the reality, because mortgage applications we're going to talk about in a little bit are there. The topic of today, still want to move? Still waiting to move? Still planning to move? Why? The question is always why. A buddy of mine texted me this right before we got on the air, Pete Middleton, and it was a kind of a quote about the real estate market as to where people are seeing it. And it said, buyers think it's 2008 because they think the market's crashing. Breaking news, everybody. The market is not crashing. It is not going back to high foreclosures, 45%. It's not crashing. Sellers think it's 2021, which is like we were in COVID. Everybody was buying it exactly the way they saw it, sight unseen, blah, blah, blah. Sellers get a reality check. Inventory's up. More of our conversation as we go. Me, and it says then, I think I'm still 25. All right, I might act like I'm 25. I'm not, but I'm blessed. But here's the key point to this quote. The market doesn't care what anybody thinks. The market doesn't care what we think, what I think, what you think. It's going to sell. There are always going to be a buyer. There's always going to be a seller. We're still short inventory, 20% less than what we had when we were back in a balance, let's call it in 2019, which then drove up and then drove less homes to market with COVID, and then driving the prices and chaos in the 21. So you're still waiting to move? Why? All you're doing is trying to predict the future. There was an interesting article that was published out by Homes.com that mortgage applications in the past week and a half, even though rates have increased, listen to me here, rates have increased. We all get that. We know that. Yet mortgage applications have increased 6%. 6%. What does that mean? The buyers have a confidence in the market because there's more inventory for them to search over, not maybe get in the multiple offers, which has caused a lot of stress in the marketplace, driving prices, driving no inspections, driving the unknowns. And that is a key fact. When mortgage rates have gone up a little bit and applications have gone up, it means the buyers are getting off the sideline. They're getting into the world. We've talked about that on the show before. We've had Mike McCann on here. We had Nick DeLuca on. We've talked to it with Deanna Casarosa mortgage rates. We've talked about with Mike DeGiglio. We've talked, there is some, Joe Panapresso. The rates are there. What they're saying is even the head economist out there who's out there speaking on behalf of some of the loans from Loan Depot and stuff is saying that the goal is focus on the houses. There is no perfect time. Trying to time a rate is like trying to guess, are the Eagles going to win the Super Bowl this year? Okay, I know that was a sore spot. But yes, we're all going to vote yes. We're all going to have the vision that yes, they're going to win it. But the point is it's an unknown still. Deal with the reality. You have inventory, which is not as low as it was. It is up. You have homes sitting on the market longer than they were instead of hours. Some are selling in hours still. Some are selling in weeks. All depending on the positioning of the house. And we discussed that last week on positioning. the things to really get the house together. We talked about having that pre-inspection. We talked about some people are getting it pre-appraised to show that there's equity in it and that what they're asking is below the appraised value, meaning that the buyer can actually maybe buy it for the number of the appraisal and then get some closing costs back. Very big in first-time home buyers. Very big in helping first-time home buyers because they're dealing with 13% down money. That's the number across the country. The average first-time home buyer is putting down 13% towards the purchase versus a trade-up buyer or a more seasoned buyer who has bought in the past is using 23%. Both have gone up. It was 10% to 13. It went 19 to 23. Okay? The best way to build some wealth is through equity. If you're going to be in a space for more than 5 years, buy the house.